Hey there all YouTubers, Chris Robson here. Today I thought I'd do my next Little People Big Dreams, Mr. Men book reading. It's a new Discover You book, Feeling Jealous. A book about coping with jealousy. Let's see how it goes. This is a story about feeling jealous. There are many different reasons why you might feel jealous. Maybe someone is good at something you wish you could do, like being able to do the splits in mid-air. Oh, I couldn't do that. Unless I was like Miss Somersault, which I'm not. But that's okay. Or maybe they have something that you wish you had, like a really delicious ice cream. Just imagine how good that must taste. What makes you feel jealous? Me, well, seeing all the best video games and books out in the world. Hopefully one day I wish that my stories would be as perfect as them. Little Miss Princess lives in a castle. Her father is a king and her mother is a queen, which means that she is a princess. But Little Miss Princess is not boastful and does not want people to treat her differently, no. She is a kind and thoughtful princess who wants to be like her friends. That's very good, isn't it? That's how she is. Nice and generous. However, Little Miss Splendid does not want to be like other people. She believes that she is the most splendid person of all, but she wishes that she lived in a castle like Little Miss Princess. Mr. Snooty would like to have a royal title and servants to wait on him hand and foot. Is there something you wish you had? What I'd wish for is a perfect place to write books with. And I could make books and have them be famous, like David Walliams. Mr. Fib does not live in a castle, nor does he understand what it's like to be a princess. But Mr. Fib tells fibs to impress people, so he boasts that he lives in an even bigger castle with more turrets and an even larger moat and gardens. Have you ever fibbed to impress someone? Sometimes. Little Miss Princess believed Mr. Fib and didn't realise he was fibbing out of jealousy. It's really nice to meet someone who understands what it's like to live in a castle. She said, it's not as amazing as people think, where it takes ages to get around or you can't see a friend because you live so far away from them. Oh, I have an electric scooter to travel around my castle or to visit friends, replied Mr. Fib. Of course, none of this is true. I thought he learnt his lesson in his storybook. But there's no changing him. But this was just the start of Mr. Fib exaggerating about his life. He told Little Miss Princess that he had not only attended the Happy Land Royal Gala, but also the Royal Galas around the world. He'd flown to them on his own private jet, and he was the pilot. Which is another lie, as usual. It's perfectly natural to feel jealous sometimes, but what Mr. Fib didn't realise is that Little Miss Princess was jealous of the people whose lives were different to hers. She wished that she could go to the park whenever she wanted without checking her diary was free of royal engagements. There was nothing she enjoyed more than spending time with friends. Do you ever feel jealous when your friends are having fun and you're not part of it? I bet you do, a bit. Little Miss Princess didn't want to feel jealous of her friends. It wasn't that they were showing off about their lives, or trying to make her feel like she was missing out. The feeling came from wishing she had something that she didn't. What do you do if you feel jealous of someone? Beats me. Just be grumpy, I guess. It was almost time for Little Miss Princess to go on a fun day out with friends. It had been in the diary for months, and it was the event that Little Miss Princess was most excited about. Little Miss Princess invited a new friend, Mr. Fib, to join them too. They were going to the aquarium and then to the Riverside Cafe for lunch. The day arrived, and Little Miss Princess left her crown at home. because she wanted to fit in with everyone else. On the other hand, Mr. Fib turned up wearing a crown. "Are you dressing up today, Mr. Fib?" asked Mr. Happy. Mr. Fib blushed and mumbled. "You don't need to try to impress little Miss Princess. She accepts us all as we are," added little Miss Shy. Little Miss Princess slowly realised that Mr. Fib was not who he said he was. It made her feel sad that he had fibbed, but she liked being in his company and understood that he was trying to become friends. "It suits you, Mr. Fib," she said, "but you don't need to wear a crown to be my friend." Mr. Fib smiled and left it outside the aquarium before they all made the way in. He realised there was no need to feel jealous of his new friend. In the aquarium, there were many different kinds of sea creatures. Mr. Fib loved the octopus, which changes its skin to match its surroundings, while little Miss Princess was drawn to the friendly, regal blue tang, with its distinctive royal blue body and tail. I think some people call it a surgeonfish. I'm not sure. Anyway. And Mr. Funny loved the clownfish. He was disappointed he didn't tell any jokes. Afterwards, they all enjoyed some lunch at the cafe. "I loved all the different types of sea creatures," said Mr. Happy. "They reminded me of us in some ways," he laughed. "How they are all different, but each have brilliant things about them." "That's the perfect way to explain it," said little Miss Princess. "Friendship is about appreciating who we are, not what we have." Have you noticed it's much harder to be friends if you're jealous of someone? Little Miss Princess said she had learned a valuable lesson. Although it was nothing to be ashamed of, there was no reason to feel jealous. Mr. Fib quietly coughed and then he added, "It's not about what we have or don't have. But I'm rather jealous of your lunch. Would you mind sharing?" Little Miss Princess and her new friend Mr. Fib laughed and laughed. How funny was that? Hope you weren't jealous if you have this book or not. 'Cause jealousy is natural, you know. It's a nice thing. It's a nice book, though. I bet you wish you were as good as making these book reading videos like me. Laters!